to the podium. And we had no playoffs this time around. Last year, we were blessed with a 7-way playoff for bronze. In 2016, we had just a clean run out, and we got another clean run out this time around. 17 under par. The bronze medal goes to Hideki Matsuyama. Patrick, it was a little bit in question what version of Hideki we were going to get on this Sunday. He was shot out of a cannon on Thursday, 63, played okay, 68, 71 in the middle 2 rounds, got off to a very hot start, birdied 4 of his first 6 holes. He had birdied 6 of his first 12 holes. He ends up carding a 65 to get him on to that podium.
I'm so jazzed up for Hideki Matsuyama. This is a guy you have to remember was in that final group with Xander Schauffele in Tokyo, his home nation. Vultures there, unable to emerge from that 7-man playoff for a bronze medal, unable to medal in Tokyo. And he comes back after holding the lead Thursday and Friday, doesn't have the best Saturday. And his iron play was just so much better today compared to those other 3 days. It felt like he was really getting by with a lot of putter, and the putter returned as well. Saturday kind of fell off a little bit, but today it was great also, especially on the front 9. You mentioned those 4 birdies in the first 6 holes. Number 2 really kicked it off, pretty much kick-in distance there on the short par 3, and then really just a solid round. I think if he had one shot back maybe, or perhaps a break, I think he got a little bit unlucky on the par 5 14th. Missing it left is obviously not the best position, but kind of where it settled was a very difficult shot. And even for someone like Hideki Matsuyama, he struggled to honestly even get it on the green. It was that difficult and missed a, 10, 15 footer there, I want to say. And he obviously had the putt on the last hole as well that just burned the edge and lipped out. But all in all, just a really impressive, solid round. You look at his stats, 18 greens in regulation, 10 fairways. I mean, just stripe show from Hideki, and I really could not be happier for him.
Yeah, he has been, and we talked a little bit about this throughout the week, such a great ambassador for the game of golf in Japan and the Far East. He has, the 7-way playoff in which he fell short in Tokyo would have been so cool. He gets it done here, Greg, and I'll tell you what, he burned a couple edges late, and I think that was the most animated I have ever seen Hideki Matsuyama, which is saying something. You can tell how much I've never seen him react to missed putts the way he was reacting to missed putts on Sunday.
Yeah, especially the one on 18. I mean, It looked like he was heartbroken. I've never seen him heartbroken before. You never see him look extremely happy either, even with all the great accomplishments that he has. He is so stoic. But you're right, Rick. You could really tell the meaning, the importance behind it. I think there are a lot of things, if you look closely at what Hideki Matsuyama does, that tie very close to his Japanese culture. He takes it very seriously. It means a lot to him. He understands that he's a representative of that nation. But he doesn't steal any spotlight for himself. And all of a sudden he's in this situation where he's representing his country. That's what it's about. And you could tell how important that is to him. Not just because it's the Olympics, but it kind of shines a light to me on the rest of Hideki's career and who he is as a person, that this connection that he has with his home country is very strong. And that was on full display. As for his golf, if you're a golf fan in Japan and you go into an event like this and you're rooting for Japan, you're pretty psyched to have Hideki.
Yes.
Because he's pretty darn reliable. And this is that kind of golf course where you need to hit it really well. Right? You got to get it in the fairway. You got some really tight areas to get the ball on the green. And if you don't, there's big mistakes that you can make. And Hideki avoids them. And it looked like all he was doing today, because he hit 18 greens, all he was doing was putting for birdie. And he couldn't quite get enough to fall. But all in all, it was a heck of a round. This was like a classic Hideki Matsuyama round.
Yeah, It was awesome. Love Hideki. Glad to see him now with a medal around his neck. Next to him on the podium, solo second, 18 under par, just one shot better and one shot off of the lead, the winning score, was Tommy Fleetwood. And Greg, I'm going to throw this right back to you here. You get first crack on Tommy, lad. And this might have been my favorite round of the day because of the implications of Tommy winning a gold medal. We obviously know, like, Tommy's got a bunch of runner-up finishes. Tommy's got a bunch of top threes and top fives and not as many wins as we think he should have. And he immediately made bogey on number one. And I thought, oh, here we go. It's gonna be one of these days for Tommy. And then he rattles off 3 straight birdies on 2, 3, and 4. He turns in 33. He makes 2 more birdies at 11 and 12, another at 16. He does make a bogey on 17, which dropped him from 19 under to 18 under. But he went for gold on 18, and he left himself with like 8 feet, 7 feet.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I don't know what the official number was, but he had a putt for par that was longer than I would be comfortable with, or that a lot of people would be comfortable with. And he rolled
5 feet 11 inches.
5 feet 11 inches for a silver medal. If he misses that, it will be a 2-man playoff between he and Hideki for silver and bronze. And he rolled it right in the middle. So I saw, long story short, Greg, I saw the chops from Tommy Fleetwood, not only today, but all week long. I am thrilled for him to get a medal, and it is almost fitting for it to be a silver medal.
It is. I actually think gold would be really fitting for him too. I had some vibes of Fleetwood taking down Rory McIlroy in Dubai. You know, I thought that might happen, taking down some greats in a field that doesn't quite have the depth of the PGA Tour, but getting in the mix and performing down the stretch. It had vibes of the Ryder Cup where, you know, Tommy's great in those events and he steps up and hits great shots. And all of that was on display during this round. He really hit a number of high quality shots. And he got putts to go too. He gained over 3 strokes putting in round 4. It's one of those tournaments where you don't feel like Tommy gave it away. Even the bogey on 17, he drives it into the thick rough. I thought he hit a phenomenal shot out of there, which was not dissimilar to Scheffler's. It just, on its second hop, it looked like it hit overdrive, which tells you that it's the lie that he's coming out of and the way the ball's reacting when it lands on the green. So that was disappointing. The one on 18, it's such a risky shot. That second shot, that's why it's the most difficult hole on the golf course for the whole week. And you're in a tough situation. Do you want to win gold or do you want to get a medal? It's a really tough situation to decipher. So look, I was really impressed with Tommy Fleetwood. I thought it was a great performance. When everybody else in his group was collapsing, he stayed strong and holds some great putts, which has been his weakness at times.
Yeah, and that's the thing I loved about this, Patrick. And you kind of mentioned it. You know, he's in that group with Xander Schauffele and Jon Rahm. They're the favorites to win this golf tournament. And he stares them both in the eye, especially Rahm, gets those 2-shot swings back to back. I mean, it was like, I'm like, holy crap, Tommy Fleetwood is like the guy who is applying all the pressure here. He's beaten the pants off of these other two, and it might just be good enough for gold.
He was great. And like Greg said, in those high leverage situations, when he needed to make a putt, he did. He was the one applying pressure to Jon Rahm. He's the one who had Jon Rahm on his back foot for that stretch there in the middle portion of the back 9 with the birdie on 11, with a great iron shot into 12 as well. He got completely boned on 14, in my opinion, was able to make par, but that's a hole you're looking to birdie. And the putt on 16 also. When you got to have it, probably your last good birdie chance, you got to have it to match Scottie Scheffler. Guess what? Center cut. See you later. And so obviously the bogey on 17 hurts, but you see how all those other guys finished, Xander Schauffele, Rory McIlroy, Jon Rahm. Those holes are not easy. It was an outlier that Scottie Scheffler made birdie on 17, right? It wasn't the outlier that Tommy Fleetwood made bogey. And so it was a great performance, and obviously the silver medal jokes will be made. But for Fleetwood, it's great to see, and someone who, like Hideki, super deserving and had a great week. I mean, he shot 66 in the final group in the Olympics and didn't come away with gold. I think you can hang your head up high still.
Yeah, we'll get to Xander Schauffele in a second, but we're going straight to the top of the board, to the number one player in the world, to the guy who's having a historic year, and there are still a few months left, and to the newest gold medalist in Olympic golf, and that, of course, is Scottie Scheffler, who he did it, Patrick. He did it. We said, where's that low round, right? Scottie hasn't had the low round just yet. Well, he has now. A 9-under bogey-free 62, in which he birdied each of his first 3 holes, which is his way of saying, hello, I'm here. Don't forget about me. I'm going to be in this all day long. And then he gets to the back 9 and goes absolutely nuclear. He makes 6 birdies. He plays the final 9 in 29, as you mentioned earlier, 10 shots better than Jon Rahm. Scottie Scheffler adds more hardware, more accessories, more accolades, more of everything except cash to his 2024.
Well, Rick, I want to correct you here. He's actually going to add about $38,000. So hopefully him and Meredith and their child can fly first class back home.
If I
Who
know
knows,
anything
though?
about Scottie, he will probably donate that.
Yes. And not fly first class. Man of the people. It was about as stress-free as it comes, I would say, except one moment. And one moment that I think is going to go overlooked as people talk about this round in the future, and it's number 13 for me. He misses that green long. It's a back pin with water in front. His ball barely rolls into the penalty area. Difficult chip still. Gets it on the green. Just about, I would say, I don't know, 8-ish feet for par, and he knocks it in. And then after that, he goes on that run where he birdies the par 5. He throws a dart into 15, a great birdie on 16, and then the one on 17 is unbelievable. To have the face control of your iron from that rough and to put it up there, run it up there inside 20 feet to 17 feet, cash it, unleash a fist pump that we don't really see too often from Scottie Scheffler, letting us know how much it means to him. And then the decision making on 18 and the shot into 18 over the water was just class. But for me, that up and down on 13, I think is going to get overlooked. And I don't think it should. It was a real momentum saver, kept him in it. And combined with what Rahm did and what Rory did and what some of the other guys did, him surging, I mean, back 9, 29, bogey free, tying the course record. It just adds to the lore that Scottie Scheffler has built up in 2024. It is flat out ridiculous.
Of course he did, Greg. Of course he did. He was the favorite to win. He won. He's done it countless times this year. He has been by far the best player in the world for 2 full years. And this is the year where all of those wins have started to come to fruition. You are not supposed to be able to do this. It is really hard to know when you're in a moment, right? You usually look back at moments. We're seeing someone at the peak of his craft in a sport where staying this consistent and this good for this long has only been accomplished by one man. His name is Tiger Woods. He's done it he did it 5 times longer than Scottie has done it. But you are not supposed to do this. This is insane.
No, and you know what else I find to be fascinating about it is he does it like the same way. You know, like his game from tee to green just stays the same. That shouldn't happen. I mean, yes, it's more reliable than your putting staying the same, but you shouldn't lead the field approaching the green every single week. And he does. Every time you look at the strokes gained approach leaderboard, Scheffler's 1 or 2 or 3. By the end of the week, he's 1 or 2. Every time. Guess what he is this week? Number 1. Guess what he is tee to green? Number 1. It was Rahm most of the week. Scottie ends the week number 1. It's just unbelievable. You're just waiting for this to happen. It feels like this could happen every round. And what else is fascinating about this? I mean, listen to the birdie looks that he missed. 12 feet at number 4, 13 feet at number 6, 13 feet at number 8, 6 feet at number 9, 13 feet at number 11. And that's it. That's it, because he really went nuts on the back 9. All of these, every hole, he's given himself a great birdie opportunity. The ball is just coming down right on the flag every time. And so you're not going to make a bogey doing that. And all you're going to do is see how many you can make. It just becomes simply a putting contest for him. He has the ability to control the ball out of the rough, get the distance right at number 17 from a very difficult spot. Leave it under the hole. Leave it in the easiest putt possible. On 18, he's in the rough again. Is it going to be a flyer? Is it going to come out short? Both of those instances, it could come up in the water. He's able to hit the ball so high in the air. It takes a lot of the risk. What we saw out of Tommy Fleetwood with a little jumper from the first cut, he's able to hit it much higher, and it takes some of those effects of the flyer down, and he's able to hit his distance spot on. Don't make any mistake about it. That is in the middle of the green, not by accident. That's where he's trying to play that shot. It ends up in the dead middle of the green. The number of shots that Scottie Scheffler hit that were just perfect is phenomenal. And if that's not enough, why don't we just add in what he did at number 2? Miss a green, chip it in. What, he hit 16 greens today?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think he hit 16. So one of the misses you chip in. Right. Then you missed left he missed left at 14 as well. Not far from where Jon Rahm missed. He gets it up and down for birdie. Jon Rahm makes double. Tommy Fleetwood kind of gets a bad break. Doesn't make birdie there. Hideki Matsuyama doesn't make birdie there. Scheffler does. So it's this extra bonus. It's unbelievable to watch, and I could not be happier for him. I don't like to have a rooting interest in this, but I'm in such awe, and this is like the model that we do all of our analysis is on somebody being able to do this, and we're actually I've never seen it done since I've been doing this job, and now it actually is. It's incredible.
It's a joke. It's a joke. And we do this every Monday. We pull up his profile, and it looks like a video game. It looks like I created him in a golf video game. I have maxed out his skills, and I am running through career mode, and I'm just beating the crap out of the computer. That's what it
level easy. Oh gosh, I have a busy week at work. I gotta get through this level fast.
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, I'll shoot 29, get my trophy, unlock that badge, unlock that reward. I'll do it again next week. I don't even get tired. It's a joke. And Patrick, I agree with Greg. I like a lot of these guys. I don't necessarily care about the outcome and what it is. I think all of them are pretty interesting, but I think that this podium feels like a very deserving podium. Not to say that other guys didn't deserve it or whatever, but Scottie Scheffler has been by far the best player in the world for a long time. Tommy Fleetwood has had a very good, solid year. And Hideki, this global icon, gets a chance to get a little bit of redemption from Tokyo. I mean, this is such a deserving podium.
The podium was perfect. I watched them all stand up there, and I thought to myself, I am so happy for each and all of them. And like you said, Hideki, the redemption, Fleetwood, a career that has been great. Obviously, he hasn't won on the PGA Tour, but about as consistent as they come. Always a fixture in major championships. For him to get a silver medal is well deserved. And then, like you said, Scottie Scheffler, the best player in the world over the past handful of years, and a dog apparently as well.
Oliver is very excited about the podium.
And so I think just one more thing about Scottie Scheffler, Oliver, is his ability to finish rounds is just so much better than anyone else in the world. He's obviously better at tee to green, just about everything statistically, right? You can name 50 stats on the PGA Tour. Scottie Scheffler leads in 49 of them, probably. But his ability to polish off and finish rounds never ceases to amaze me. I feel like the last time he played the late portion of a round poorly was the 2022 Masters, where he four-putted the 72nd hole, and guess what? He still won anyways. It just seems to me that when guys are kind of struggling to get across the finish line, it could be any round, first round, second round, whatever, that he always surges and races through that finish line unlike anyone else. And today was just that tenfold.